So we are going to do part 2 of this video, and we're going to finish up our layout. So let's go ahead and come over here, and we have 2 bedrooms and a bathroom that we need to do, as well as a couple of closets. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look, and it looks like this should be 12 feet across, which is going to get me right to the beginning of that closet. So the closet isn't included in that 12 feet. So I need to find out how deep that closet is. So I'm going to come from here and go to here. And it is 2 feet, 1 3/16 of an inch. And then I also need to go and find out how long it is. Oops. So I need my line tool. Oops, that's not where I want to go. So we're going to go from there all the way down to there. And grab our dimensions. Alright, so we've got 6 feet, 11 1/16 of an inch. We could probably just make that 7 feet. That's probably the easiest thing to do. And then this is going to be, I'm going to make that 2 feet, 1 inch deep. Alright, so what we need to do over here is we're going to start right at this intersection so that the walls line up. And I'm going to make this 2, let me use, oops, that's not going straight over. Alright, so I'm going to type in 2 and then apostrophe and then 1 and quotation, so 2 feet 1 inch. And then I'm going to go up 7 and apostrophe, so 7 feet. And then I can just go ahead and draw that out. Now I'm going to need to go back and get my tape measure tool. And we're going to do 4.5. And again, 4.5. Oop, nope, that's 6. 4.5. All right. And let's see if anything else needs to line up with. It looks like the closet on the other end is going to be the same. So let's just make sure. We're going to go ahead and make another one of those lines that goes straight out from the wall that we have. And then we can make sure that it all lines up together. All right, so let's look at the dimensions for our room. So it's 12 feet this way and 11 feet 9 inches this way. All right, so we're going to grab our line tool. We're going to go right here at that intersection. So this is 12 feet. Okay, and then this is going to be 11 feet 9, and then quotations for the inches. Press enter. And then we're going to go all the way back over here because that includes the extra part that goes around the closet. Okay, so we look over here, we notice that it's got a little extra bit of space there. All right, so now we're going to go back and get our tape measure tool. And we're going to go out here and do 4.5. And we're going to go ahead and do another one that extends up from there. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete these two because we have different measurements over here and I don't want those to get confused. So we're going to do 4.5. And we'll go ahead and make one that comes out from there as well, just to be on the safe side. All right, so we're going to go back over here. And we have our bathroom. And I have no idea how big this bathroom is. So let's go ahead and draw a line. Goes from the inside edge of that bathroom to the inside edge of the other side. Okay, and get our dimension tool, 5 feet 2 inches, and then let's find out how far across it is. So let's go from inside edge of that wall of the bathroom to this wall of the bathroom. 9 feet, so I would say 9 feet 10 inches. So we're at 5 feet 2 inches. So it's gonna end up being 9 feet 10 inches across and 5 feet 2 inches up. So let's go. And since we made this line that extends up from there, then we know that our exterior wall is going to be straight. So we're going to do 5 and then apostrophe and then 2 quotations for 5 feet 2. And then we're going to go over 9 feet 10 and then quotations for inches. And then we're going to come back down here and draw that out. All right, and then we're going to use our tape measure tool, and again 4.5 and 4.5, and let's just make sure, oops, just in case we need anything that lines up with those two, we've got it. We are going to end up needing a little bit of a hallway space there, so, and that's okay. So yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do our bedroom over here. I'm assuming that our closet is going to be about the same dimensions on the other side. So about 7 feet long, which is exactly what we've got there. So let's go ahead and we know how far out it is. Start back here. And we know it's 7 feet long. And come back over here. All right. So let's go ahead and delete that. We will use our tape measure tool. And oops. Why does that look? I don't know why that looks weird. All right, let's go top down. There we go. Doesn't look like it's straight though. Oh, it's because it's not. I did not. Okay, so I made a mistake there as well. Let's. Okay, so we're gonna do 7 feet. And it's not quite to that line, so we're gonna do. So yeah, it's definitely possible with all these lines going all over the place that you're gonna get things a little wonky. So make sure that you're, so this, I noticed that I wasn't getting a green line there, so I needed to make sure that, oops, that I did 4/5, so 4.5, there we go. And then we'll go ahead and make that one go out there. Okay, so we know that we have a room that goes all the way up here, goes all the way over to just before our closet, comes out here, goes down there, and we close it up over there. All right, and then our hallway is right here. And we don't need to measure it because it's just going to be whatever is left over here. Excuse me. Okay, so now we have all of these rooms blocked out. And really what we need, excuse me, really what we need now is just those areas that mark off the outside edges. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start out here, and we're going to be making our exterior walls. Okay, so we're going to go all the way up here, so where it's outside of our, and then all the way over here, so they're all 4.5 inches outside of our, there we go. Now, some of you guys have houses that will be shaped a little bit differently, and that's okay. Okay, so here is our layout. We have all of these rooms. Before we go too much further, I want to go ahead and label all of the rooms because that'll be a little bit tougher once we have all of our dimensions, or once we have our walls put up. So let's go ahead and it's okay if our height is a little bit bigger, so we don't want it to be 10 inches should be fine. So let's go ahead and we'll do, let's make it something that's not quite so fancy. Okay, so you're going to have bedroom 3, and I'm going to do 12 feet, 0 inches by 11 feet, 9 inches. Okay, we're going to line it in the center and place it. Okay. And so our goal is to make all those look just like this. All right, so then we're going to do another one. And we'll do kitchen, dining, 17 feet, 8 inches by 13 feet, 2 inches. And then we're going to place it. We can always move those if we need to. So you're going to keep going. I'm not going to go ahead and do all of them right at the moment because I want to try to keep this as brief as possible. But what you're going to do is you're going to use your push-pull, and we're going to go to this outside edge, and we're going to pull it up. Yep, they're supposed to be 8. So I'm going to go back, and we're going to make those 8 feet. There we go. All right, so what I would do is then move these around where they need to be, but make sure all of the rooms are labeled. And then our next step is going to be putting in some doorways. All right. See you in the next video.